Hello, Mario. 10 questions about gypsum. Mario's 10 questions about gypsum. Okay, let's get going. Question 1. Gypsum is the only natural mineral that can be scratched with a fingernail and is also soluble in water. Um, well, that's an interesting one. Scratched with a fingernail, definitely, and the fingernail test is a test of the softness of materials that I've definitely encountered. So, yes, on that count, but soluble in water? Well, I guess they're showing stalagmites and stalagmites in the pictures there, and so talking about that in relation to this subject. So I'm going to say, on the balance of probabilities, T for true. And there we go. I've put in T, and we are reading the incorrect. All right. Oh, not the only one. Oh, missed out on that. Halite, table salt, sylvite, and several others are also fingernail scratchable and fully water soluble. Gypsum is just the most common example. Oh, slightly soluble in water. Okay. Right. Gypsum. Okay. Next question. Interesting. Mohs Mohs hardness index. Who the hell was Moe? Plaster of Paris got its name from massive gypsum beds mined beneath the city of Paris. Paris. Plaster de Paris. Yes. Okay. Paris. Okay. Yes. I believe that to be true. I'm saying T for true on that one. T for true. Two T. Yes, there we go. Most definitely. Right. Correctness. Correct. Huge gypsum quarries under Montmartre and the left bank supplied Paris for centuries. When calcined, it became the famous plaster of Paris. Hello, Moz. Good evening. Plâtre de Paris. The catacombs and metro tunnels still run through old gypsum mines. Good evening, Moz. You missed the best introduction ever. There. All right. So we're 1 from 2 with 50% so far. As we're moving on to next question, question 3. 10 questions about gypsum. Okay. Ancient Egyptian alabaster carvings, like Tutankhamun's canopic jars, were made from translucent gypsum, not marble. Right. Is this true? Were they made from translucent gypsum? Well, That's a hell of a question to make up, isn't it? I'm going to say true. Definitely true. Translucent gypsum. Gypsum must be fairly prolific. All a plasterboard. Good Lord. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's taking its way. Oh, no. What's happened? Did I answer T for true? Oops. All right. Right. Oh. All right, I'll try a refresh. No. Oh no. It's crapped out again. All right. Incorrect. Oh, okay. Egyptian alabaster used for Tutankhamun's canopic jars, vases, and statues is calcite alabaster, calcium carbonate, not gypsum. Oh. True gypsum alabaster is softer and was used in Assyria and later periods, but the famous glowing Egyptian pieces are banded calcite quarried from Hatnub. Oh, well, there you go. Gypsum is used as a clay breaker. Yeah, it's used in gardening. You put it into your garden and it helps to break up the clay. True, true, true. Yes, gypsum. Yeah, yeah. No, it's good for the garden in small quantities. I'm not quite sure of the process, how it works. Okay, next question. Question 4. Question 4 about Louis the 14th. All right. Oh. After the Great Fire of London in 1666, King Louis the 14th mandated gypsum plaster on all Paris wooden structures for fireproofing. I guess it is sort of got a fire. Good gardening to you all. Yes. I don't need it. Don't need it here. We have very fertile river soils here and a bit of volcanic. Yeah. Put a stick in the ground and it grows. You put your walking stick down and then you pick it up a little while later and it's got 3 handles. Right. T for true. I don't know. Why not? Yes. All right. I think true for question 4. Yes. Louis the 14th. I think he lost his head a little bit in later years. I wonder if this is Well, this is obviously before he parted with his head, I think. Yeah, true. T for true. Let's hope it's doing it fast. Come on. Ooh. Correct. Shocked by the 1666 Great Fire of London, Louis XIV issued a royal decree in 1667 requiring all wooden walls and partitions in Paris to be coated with gypsum plaster for fire resistance. This is why Paris never suffered a similar inferno, and why gypsum plaster exploded in popularity across Europe. Except in 1945, 1939 to 1945, when everything caught on fire. Although I don't know that there was... I don't know that Paris was that devastated in the Second World War. I don't think I've seen any pictures of it. I mean, the Germans occupied it, so not sure. Right. Next question, question 5. Question 5, next question. Modern drywall is created by heating gypsum to 500 degrees C to remove all water, then rehydrating it between paper sheets. Rehydrating it between paper sheets. Interesting. I guess. Certainly, I get the heating and the removing of the water, but it being a wet process, I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna say true, but yeah, interesting. Whether they rehydrating it. Not. I've got a very interesting picture in my head, but I don't know. It's sort of like, well, I suppose. Yes, because plaster of Paris, you add. Yes, plaster of Paris, of course, you add water, and then it hardens. So that's rehydration. Moz says false, so I'll go with Moz. He might know more about it than I do. Then again, we'll find out. Oh, okay, that was sort of believable. Oh, that is correct. Gypsum. Right. Ca calcium sulfate, 2H2O, calcium sulfate, is only heated to 120 to make plaster of Paris. Above 200, it becomes dead, burned, anhydrate and won't rehydrate. Modern drywall uses exactly the controlled low heat calcining, powdered hemihydrate mixed with water, sandwiched between paper, hardens in minutes. Okay. When I lived in Tassie, the house we lived in, the walls were plaster impregnated with horsehair. I don't know that impregnated is quite the right word. I've got a weird vision of someone impregnating their plaster. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've seen that. That's the plasterboard. Yeah, I've seen that plaster here as well. I think it is horsehair or hemp or something like that. Yes, Yes. Yeah, that was where they made the actual moldings. Yes. All right. Next question. Um, yeah, we've got board and batten ceilings here and no plasterboard. The famous White Sands National Park in New Mexico. Yes, the famous White Sands National Park in New Mexico consists of almost entirely haunted, I think. It is now. God. Um, Almost entirely of wind-blown gypsum crystals. Well, yep, that could be true. Haunted. 1800s. Yeah, my place here, I think, is from the 1920s. I'm pretty sure it's over 100 years now. Yes, I'm going T for true. T for true, I think, for question 6. The famous White Sands National Park in New Mexico. I don't know it at all. But anyway, apparently it's famous in New Mexico. White Sands. All right. So, is it made entirely of windblown? True. Entirely? That could catch us. T for true. Gypsum deserts. Golly, oh, that means there must be a shit ton of it around the world. Correct. White Sands is the world's largest gypsum dune field, 275 square miles. Gypsum dissolves in rainwater, collects in Lake Lucero, crystallizes, and is blown into endless white dunes. It's the only place on Earth where gypsum forms moving sand dunes. I'm going to have a look at this. White Sands, New Mexico. White Sands, New Mexico. Images. Oh, wow. Wow. Whew. 275 miles, square miles. Wow. You could film a moon landing there. Hang on a minute. Oh. Yeah. Interesting. It's quite white, isn't it? Clouds. Wow. And we can't get back. Ooh. Can't get back to Grok. Where the hell's Grok? Here he is. Okay, right. Next for question 7. No clay there, no. It's all busted to bits. We're in the soil lab. Adding gypsum to soil raises pH and helps correct high sodium soils. Yes. Well, there you go. Raises the pH. The pH. high pH, and helps correct high sodium soils. We're gonna say true for that. I thought you might. Yeah. Correctness. Incorrect. Gypsum does not raise pH. It is pH neutral. It does correct sodic soils by replacing excess sodium with calcium, improving structure and drainage. The classic mistake is thinking it works like lime, which raises pH. Gypsum fixes salt, lime fixes acid. Well, we fell into that classic trap. Yeah. All right. Next. Okay. The largest gypsum crystals ever discovered are over 11 meters long and found in the Cave of Crystals in Mexico. The Cave of Crystals. I think that's fair because they talked about that right at the beginning of the thing. So caught in a trap. I can't go back. No. True for number 8. Yes, as we get there. Number 8. True. True. The largest right. True. The Cave of Crystals contains selenite beams up to 11.9 meters long and weighing 55 tons. The largest natural crystals ever found on Earth. They grew over 500,000 years in 58 degrees C mineral-rich water. Okay, next question. The penultimate question. Question 9. 9. Selenite, satin spar, alabaster, and desert rose are all varieties of the exact same mineral, gypsum. Well, I've heard they've selenite and alabaster. They've talked about in earlier questions. Satin spar and I don't know about desert rose, but explain gypsum. Yes, gypsum. I'm going to say true. And Moses said true as well. T for true. Pretty sure. Yes, all are calcium sulfate 2H2O. All right, but they have different properties. Okay. Same chemistry, different habits. 6 out of 9. Okay, oh, well, we're doing okay. Last question. Question numero 10. In the 18th century, Benjamin Franklin imported gypsum from Nova Scotia and promoted it as a fertilizer known under the name land plaster. All right. I have a small sample of desert rose in my mineral collection. Oh, right. Okay. You have a mineral collection. Nice. Desert rose. All right. It's a form of gypsum. No idea. Let's say true. Yeah. That's how he got his name on his face on the $100 note. Correct. In the 1760s, Franklin saw farmers in Nova Scotia spreading powdered gypsum on fields. He imported shiploads, tested it in Pennsylvania, and famously wrote letters calling it land plaster, kickstarting the American gypsum fertilizer industry. Final score, 7 out of 10. Master of the growing swords. You conquered white lands, Louis XIV, Nicaea giants, Franklin Fields, and all four faces of gypsum. Only the only mineral claim, Tutsk and pH myth, tripped you up. A legendary descent. The curve bows to you. And there we go. This has been Mario's 10 questions about gypsum.